Hello everybody! Today we are going to talk about moving business with expert Constantine, who has been in this business for more than 12 years. We prepared 7 questions that Constantine will answer. A few more words about our guest. Constantine is the owner of several moving companies in the USA. He's also an IT architect of custom CRM for movers, iMover. Oh, and one more thing. If you like the content we prepare, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you won't miss anything in the future. Tell us about your experience in the moving business.
Well, I started doing moving in 2010 when I purchased my share in a local moving company. And since I was an IT guy, it immediately opened up an opportunity for me to develop a CRM that will cover all the automation of all the business processes required in the moving software. And that's what we started doing. And we grew the company from having 2 trucks into a fleet of 12 trucks. And we only had 1 location, and at this point we have 4 locations in South Florida. That's pretty much the short explanation of my experience in moving business over the last 10-15 years.
What processes in moving companies should be automated?
Basically, the most important processes are to book a job. That's the beginning of the whole moving process, is for the sales agent to be able to conveniently book a job, do follow-ups with the client in real time. A very important part of it is automated follow-ups that will remind the customer that they have to pay for the move, they have to schedule it, reschedule, they have to confirm it. And going from there, after the job is done, of course, it's very important to keep communication with the customer to make sure that the job was done well, that the customer is still happy with our performance. Basically, from the sales to customer service to movers, everything, all the processes should be transparent in the system so that we can manage them sufficiently without forgetting different parts of the process. Once job is done, it's very important for the system to be able to calculate the amount of hours spent on the job and, of course, amount of dollars earned and amount of expenses spent on this job. This way, our accounting department can save time on putting all this data together and paying salary to our movers. So, task of paying salary is extremely important. And it's even more important to be able to verify the salary versus the timesheets provided by movers, because discrepancies are frequent. Of course, it's very important to keep track of all schedules, driver assignments for the jobs, availability of the movers, because without having a modern designed calendar that will allow view of the schedule, sufficient moving process is not possible. And then, of course, comes management of the storage facility, which also needs to be automated. And that's pretty much it.
How can modern software automate processes in the moving business?
So I think I already answered parts of that. Basically, by creating the logic for basically doing exactly what the human would do, imitating that, writing the code for it, and making the software do this very same process. For example, if a job is booked and a sales agent has to call a customer to make sure that the customer still wants to move with us, basically confirm a job, system can easily do this for a sales agent. Basically, what system can do, it can just send an automated email or a text message, and the customer can reply to that email, and system would understand the input and treat and change the job status accordingly. And that's pretty much what we're doing with our CRM.
Why did you decide to develop CRM for moving companies from scratch and not use ready-made solutions?
We decided to develop CRM from scratch due to the fact that all the parts of the system that are currently for sale, which you can use, you kind of can build a CRM from existing parts, kind of like cubes, right? You can build anything out of cubes, but the problem with cubes is that they all have angles and you cannot make those angles smooth the way you want them. And our system, what differs us, we kind of use like plaster. So we mold the system not out of just static cubes, but out of plaster, and we can make it in any shape we want. And this way we're independent from all the logic of those pre-made, pre-sold parts of the system that most of the CRMs are made out of. Like you would buy a calendar part, you would buy SMS communication part of the system. You would put them all together, but you would not be able to make them function in the way you actually have them to function. You will not be able to customize. This is why we actually went this long way and decided to develop a system from scratch.
Tell us a few words about iMover, about CRM capabilities.
I think we already discussed that, but the system creates and automates and tracks all the processes from booking a job with a sales agent all the way to completing this job, paying a salary to a mover, calculating expenses, calculating profits for the company, and giving this information to our accountant so that he can easily create a tax return in the end of the year for the government. And this is the main goal, to have everything streamlined and organized. Of course, our system keeps track of all the moves. It kind of gives us an idea of prices that we should put for the future based on availability. For example, if we have availability of over 50%, we would lower our rates. If we have availability less than 25%, we would increase our rates, and system gives us a visibility of how many jobs we can book, let's say for next week or 2 weeks from now, and at which rates. And of course, it will give us an idea of what we earned over the year, and next year we would have more data and we'll be able to judge better on current rates for the current year.
Have you experienced or expected the effect of process automation through CRM iMover?
Of course, since we implemented most of our features currently developed, like follow-ups, our sales agents were able to decrease their working day by probably 50% because those follow-ups would take a very large amount of time to do this manually. Also, the productivity increased significantly because at this point nobody loses anything, nobody loses any piece of the information because system notifies them if they did not respond in timely manner to this text message or to this email, or they didn't call a customer back. And that's very important to increase efficiency of our moving teams and make us look better in customer eyes, because we look much more organized. We have all the information, we have all call recordings, SMS messages available to the movers on the spot to be able to prove that, we actually told you this, and we're not lying about it, because in a lot of cases customers are coming up with things that didn't really happen. And that helps us a lot. We are much more professional. It also allows us to grow allocations, to multiply very fast. All we need is a physical location, and then we can track all the progress of that location remotely, and it makes it much easier just for one manager instead of 3 to manage 3 different geographic locations. That helps a lot.
Are you satisfied with the work of the Racksoft team?
Yes, all those years we have been working with Racksoft, and I'm very happy with the experience. We've been through a lot of things, through a lot of issues that we were able to work out together, and yes, I'm very happy with their performance, and we would keep developing system until it meets absolutely all of our business requirements.
If you need a consultation for automation, optimization and scaling of the moving business, follow the link below the video. Hope this video was useful and interesting for you. Follow our YouTube channel and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.